What's up, y'all? Winnie here, and today we're going to be checking out The Sound of Silence. Isn't that a song? I might be thinking of something else. It's safe, though. A single copy of SCP-1433 is to be kept in a fireproof safe in the archive room at Site-72. That doesn't sound safe. Unsecured devices for the use of playing back audio cassettes are not to be allowed on site. No personnel are to listen to it except for disposable dudes assigned for testing purposes. All such tests should be conducted in a fully soundproof chamber. The Foundation is to monitor physical and digital means of audio distribution for any evidence of recordings displaying similar properties to 1433. Any other recordings demonstrating such effects are to be confiscated and destroyed, and any persons affected by them are to be terminated or conscripted as disposable. Description: SCP-1433 is a recording of an unknown artist performing 4 minutes 33 seconds, an avant-garde musical piece originally composed in 1952 by musician John Cage. Johnny Cage is something else. The sole known copy of it is currently contained on an audio cassette of the type widely manufactured in the 1980s. The recording is present on both sides of the cassette. Once placed into any device capable of playing back sound from a cassette and playback is started, the recording will play in its entirety at a constant volume of 30 decibels, regardless of the original volume of setting of the device. Attempts to stop playback of SCP-1433 by stopping or pausing the player or by removing its power source have been unsuccessful. Only disconnecting the playback device from the audio output has proven successful. All copies made display the same anomalous properties as the cassette recording, regardless of the storage medium used. I want to check and see if that's a real song. John Cage. Yeah, it's a real song. The way they're talking about it, I would have thought it was fake. Plagiarism, notes and references, versions. Is it public domain? Yeah, there's a whole bunch of that's not important. Anyway, I was only checking like if I wanted to have it playing in the background, but I'm not trying to get in trouble with YouTube or the music company for that. As with the original version of 4 minutes 33 seconds, the recording begins with the sound of the performer seating his or herself at a piano bench and closing the lid. After 33 seconds, which the performer times on a stopwatch, the lid is opened and then closed again. This motion is repeated after another 2 minutes and 40 seconds. 1 minute and 20 seconds after that, the performer opens the lid a final time, stands up, and walks away. All other sounds on the recording consist of the performer breathing and turning through pages of sheet music, and of incidental sounds presumably made by an audience. EEG readouts of persons listening to 1433 demonstrate evidence of atypical electrical activity commonly associated with anterograde amnesia and musical agnosia. Persons listening to it report hearing a low male voice speak briefly after the second opening and closing of the piano lid. Acoustic analysis has failed to identify this voice on the original recording. Descriptions of what the voice is saying are inconsistent, and few exposed have reported hearing the same statement. All persons exposed to it report that the voice is male and speaks a single sentence in English, typically of a nihilist sentiment, and typically referencing 20th to 21st century English language popular music. Statements reported to have been made by the voice include, "The words of the prophet are written on the subway walls. I don't believe in the Beatles. It's better to burn out than to fade away. There is no dark side of the moon, really. Matter of fact, it's all dark. Not a word was spoken. The church bells all were broken. It's all been done, it's all been done, it's all been done before. Are we cool yet?" That's those guys. Following exposure to 1433, subjects display symptoms of a psychological impairment similar to acute amnesia. The individual is completely unable to recognize, hear, or sense any form of rhythmic music, whether sung, vocalized, performed live on physical or synthesized instruments, or played back on a recording. Affectees have stated a complete inability to hear any music being played or performed in their presence, even when an instrument is being played in their field of vision and they state an awareness that it should be audible. EEG readouts on persons so affected show an absence of brain activity, indicating the sensation of auditory activity. This state is permanent and has shown no indications of being affected by amnestics. Aside from chronic psychological ailments induced by the inability to experience music, no other long-term effects of exposure have been noted. Addendum: on blank blank 2000 something, a test was conducted in which D85702, a Caucasian male, 67 years of age, was exposed to 1433. In following tests, he reported that he was still able to hear music of the hip-hop genre when played back to him. In subsequent interviews, he expressed a strong distaste for hip-hop and rap music, stating that it was just a bunch of damn noise and doesn't even count as real music, and that he was unable to hear elements of such songs that had been sampled from pre-existing material of other genres. It is currently hypothesized that the amusia induced by exposure to 1433 is related to the affectee's personal understanding of what constitutes music. Further testing is deemed necessary to confirm this hypothesis. And it is, in fact, from the Are We Cool Yet people. Who knows what it is they're trying to do. I don't know if, they appear to be their own thing and, not just an entry. So I don't necessarily know what they are yet. Other than the fact that they want to know if they're cool yet, and it's looking like the answer is no, they're kind of just jerks. But that's going to do it for this video. If you liked it, a like and subscribe would be groovy. If you want to click the bell, that'll give you notifications of future uploads. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Later.